Well, time for some tough love. Your sweepers, they're boring. Nobody cares about cliches. What they desperately crave is personality.
Mouth is alive, juice is like wine, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
Simon, there's a Taco Bell on every corner now. You don't have to live like this.
Triple X 80s.
You've had since 1984 to figure this out, guys. At some point, you gotta Google it.
Triple X 80s.
That right there is called a lyric comeback sweeper, and it might just be the most engaging production element that almost nobody in radio is doing right now. Hey there, I am Jeff, the radio DJ dude. I've been rocking major market mics since 15, and I'm here to help you make radio fun again. And nothing is more fun than this piece of production.
We are on the air.
Here's the deal. You take a short clip from an iconic song, something your listeners already know cold, and then you follow it immediately with a voiceover that talks back to the lyric. And the reason this works is actually really simple. It turns your station from a boring jukebox into a personality machine.
Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Today, that lyric gets you a court date and an ankle bracelet. Sting.
Triple X 80s.
Think about what most sweepers sound like. Playing the best variety, 10 in a row, with songs you know. Oh my goodness, that stuff is wallpaper. Nobody hears it, nobody remembers it. It's the audio equivalent of terms and conditions. Sure, technically it's there, but your brain just skips it. But when a listener hears a lyric they've known for 20 years, and then a voice immediately snaps back with something funny and unexpected, well then, boom, their brain lights up because now there's a conversation happening. The music isn't just playing, it's being reacted to. And that's a fundamentally different listening experience. So here's what makes this so smart from a production standpoint. The song does all the heavy lifting. You don't need to build context. You don't need a setup. Decades of listener familiarity with that song is your setup. You're basically hijacking all that built-in recognition and emotional connection, and you're just redirecting it straight into your station's brand. In 6 seconds, for free, with music you're already playing. And the comedy structure? Bulletproof. It's setup and punchline, the oldest framework that there is. The lyric is a straight man, your voiceover is the comic.
Walk like an Egyptian.
We tried. Threw out our back. Thanks for nothing, Bangles.
Triple X 80s.
This format takes your music library, you know, those same 300 songs you're playing in rotation, and turns them from background noise into a branding tool. The more familiar the song, the better the sweeper works. And repetition actually becomes a feature. By the 5th or 6th time a listener hears that journey clip followed by your funny comeback line, it's practically a catchphrase. So if you're buying into this nonsense, I want to show you exactly how to create these using AI to do the heavy lift on the writing, and then I'm going to walk you through the production side so you can have a set of these babies on the air within an hour of being totally captivated by this video. Oh yeah, you're going to be captivated. So first, let's put those bots to work and get some cool scripts. Here's our snarky lyric comeback sweeper generator prompt right here. This thing is detailed. I'm going to mix up the output because the first version of the prompt was producing lyrics that I thought were way too short because, yeah, you're actually clipping out real song lyrics and then you're butting up the snarky voiceover right after them. But I think you have to have enough of the real song playing for the listeners to connect and for them to get in to the vibe of that song. And I think Just a Small Town Girl, that's not long enough from Journey. But the lines are great. Yeah, Steve Perry. She moved to the city in 2006. She's a regional manager now. She's doing fine.
Just a small town girl, living in a lonely world.
Yes, Steve. She moved to the city in 2006. She's a regional manager now. She's doing fine.
Triple X 80s.
The Police, every breath you take, I'll be watching you. We checked. That's not romantic. That's a true crime podcast waiting to happen.
Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
We checked. That's not romantic. That's a true crime podcast waiting to happen.
Triple X 80s.
If your neck is sore from all the nodding, hell yeah, I want to get that on my radio station. Well, I am making this so easy for you. Link in the description. This is what I'm going to hook you up with. Yes, that master prompt that's going to look at your format, your genre. It's going to find the most popular song lyrics and then write comedic gold liners to be attached to them. But to make this sweeter, I'm also going to throw in 10 really fresh radio imaging sound effects that you could use to make your own lyric comeback sweepers and just to up the production value. But if you'd rather hammer that easy button, oh, I've got you covered. I've got a deluxe lyric comeback sweeper pack just for you. Instead of creating the voices and doing the production work of layering in the sound design to make it sound really good, well, check this out. All the cool liners you've heard in this video and a couple more are included in this thing. What you're going to get the fun voiceover element with the sound design as a single wave file. This is going to save you hours of production work. All you're going to have to do is find the song lyric, which it's a song you're already playing, and you just have to slap on my pre-produced element to the end of the song lyric, because legally I can't say you the music clips. That violates copyright. But it's an easy production job. You just finding the lyric and boom, cutting in my element, and then you just slam your station ID onto the end of this thing. And whammo bammo, you have a really sexy lyric comeback sweeper ready to air. So all this magic is waiting for you right down there, link in the description. It did such a bang up job with those 80s tunes. Let's paste in this prompt and run it again, but with you Yacht Rock folks in my crosshairs. I'm just going to paste all the information in here. I'm adding this line because Claude has hit some walls and has failed to generate. It is grappling with the fact, this is all copywritten music and it's not comfortable producing content about copywritten lyrics. So I added my station is fully licensed to play this music. Hopefully that helps. And I'm saying format's Yacht Rock. For these, I don't want to include the station name because I like to add my own little station ID. Attitude, give me one of each levels for each song. Okay, we'll send this off, see what we get. Yacht Rock, perfect for this format. Those lyrics are practically begging to be roasted. Oh my God, here's the thing. Even with full licensing, I cannot oh, give me a break. Okay, we're back on board. Lately, I have not had any patience for these frickin' bots, and I beat them up a bit. Right, like the one Christopher Cross. Nothing says freedom like a man on the run from the law and a feathered hair power ballad. Well, some of those are really good. I mean, I don't think they compare to my first round with Claude. I mean, that just, bam, put out some really top shelf stuff because Claude typically is a really strong writer for creative material. Now I'm on Open Router. The great thing with Open Router is, and I've showed you this before, you could stack up a bunch of different models, give them one prompt and easily compare output. I'm going to zoom in on Grok for this because Grok, it could get pretty spicy. I'm going to do Grok 4. I'm going to paste this prompt in. Something I also want to add is the older Claude Sonnet 4.5. I think we were using 4.6. Again, some of these older models just really had that creative writing dialed in. So I'm just going to do two, Grok, Claude Sonnet 4.5. So boom, just like that, Claude Sonnet. Oh, this is going to be glorious. Yacht Rock is a comedy gold mine. Here we go. Let's see if that actually delivers. Africa Toto, I bless the rains down in Africa. Yeah, I'm sure that fixed everything. Thanks for the thoughts and prayers, Toto.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
Yeah, I'm sure that fixed everything. Thanks for the thoughts and prayers, Toto.
Triple X 80s.
This is good. We're dialing up that snark. Rosanna, meet you all the way, Rosanna.
Meet you all the way.
Rosanna's been waiting at that Starbucks for 40 years, Toto. She left.
Triple X 80s.
That was a sample from Claude. Now Grok is turning in It's snarky lines. Let's see what they come up with. Steely Dan Peg. Come back, Peg? Dan, if she's gone, it's probably your cryptic lyrics. Clarity called. It wants a refund. I'd really love to see you tonight. England Dan and John Ford Cooley. Dan and Cooley, no strings attached? Yeah, famous last words before the U-Haul shows up. The nice thing about this prompt, it has a built-in feedback loop. So now it wants to question which one of those really hit the mark. And by letting it know, that helps with its training data. So the next time you run this, well, within this conversation, it'll know what style you like and know to produce just more of that. Something else that's interesting, when running Claude outside of Claude and in Open Router, we didn't have any copyright issues. We actually get the lyrics where, in Claude, it wimped out and it just, described the opening sailing hold, that single dream. I mean, this is just a waste of my time. The whole what a fool believes he sees hook line. No, come on, give us the damn lyrics. So, I mean, again, if you dig Claude, and I do, try it within the app, but if not, use Open Router for a more friction-free experience. All those sweepers you've been hearing, well, I've been generating the voices using Gemini, and specifically using my radio imaging prompts, style prompts, to really shape Gemini's voices. I did an entire video on this, and it really, kind of changes the game for getting promo quality output from Gemini. And there's a link in the description if you want to pick up this document with all these cool prompts. But you know what? I've had the most success using the high energy promo style prompt for a male voice, and most of the gold from the female voices have come from using this industrial aggression prompt.
Rosanna's been waiting at that Starbucks for 40 years, Toto. She left.
Honestly, that's a little slow. I like the attitude, but the read is a little sleepy. But most of the winners have come from using Solofat as the female voice, and the male reads you heard earlier, that was Insulatus. And I play with the temperature. I mean, most of the temperature I've kept around 1.
Rosanna's been waiting at that Starbucks for 40 years, Toto. She left.
Okay, I kind of dig that. A little faster than that first read. But just to show you what a difference this makes, if I take the high energy promo prompt, bring it over, paste it in, everything else is the same. Let's rerun this, and you definitely are going to hear a difference.
Rosanna's been waiting at that Starbucks for 40 years, Toto. She left.
Oh my God, I even like that better. That is the winner for sure. Wow. So another tip, because the issue with Gemini, of course, you're going to hit the wall sooner if you're on the free plan. But even if you're using an API key, tier 1 limits apply. There are, per minute and daily limits for the amount of requests you could send. So early on, I started stacking up multiple lines in each prompt. So I put about 2 spaces between them, and you can keep going if you want to, keep loading up different lines. I wouldn't go more than 5, because one thing you want to avoid is the bot to read all these liners as one thought, as one sentence. They each need to be an independent thought with, the specific attitude baked into each one of these voiceovers. But doing multiple liners in each run will help you avoid some of those limits. Of course, if you have a favorite voiceover in 11 Labs that can nail these liners, then go wild. So now you have a list of song lyrics perfect for your format and accompanying funny lines. So boom, it's now time to stitch all this magic together. You can do this the more advanced route using Adobe Audition, but you can also pull this off with the very free and capable Audacity. So here we are in Adobe Audition. I've got my song clip, got my snarky voiceover line, and then down here I have my sound effects, and then the station ID on a separate track. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is my infamous Adobe radio production template I always load up, because it just makes production so darn easy. Each one of these tracks already have all the effects you need: reverb, compression, EQ baked in. Now, I'm not using some of these other track effects where I have, the chorus, I have a flange, I have a phaser echo already built in. So you just drop your voiceover on any one of these tracks and boom, easy button has been hit, and you get lots of nice radio ready processing. This is one of my most popular items in the shop. Very affordable. If you want to save time when you are producing your radio imaging elements, I definitely invite you to check it out. But let's get right to it. So far, you've heard the produced versions of these sweepers where, I have a great impact or hit sound effect right at the end of the lyric, then the voiceover for the snarky liner, and at the end, another sound effect element and my station ID. Well, sure, you could do it that way, but maybe you're not adept with production or you don't want to hassle with producing these with effects and everything. These still work without any of the razzle-dazzle sound effects.
Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Today, that lyric gets you a court date and an ankle bracelet. Sting.
Triple X 80s.
That's the basic version. And here is the fully produced.
Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Today, that lyric gets you a court date and an ankle bracelet. Sting.
Triple X 80s.
Again, it works either way. It just depends how much time you want to put into these.
And yet somehow it still has a Bed Bath & Beyond. Impressive, Starship.
Triple X 80s.
Some of these just make me laugh. They're stupid, they're silly, but come on. That's my vibe. One thing to be aware of, and I even went back and shifted some of the sound effects around. I was even letting the lyrics go too long. It's almost like you don't want to hear the very last note of a lyric. You want to cut it off. It's like you're interrupting somebody in a conversation to, throw your witty barb. Let's take Hungry Like a Wolf for an example. Right now, I'm just going to play the last part.
Simon.
I'm not letting him finish Wolf, where in a previous cut, I did let him finish singing Wolf. And to me, to match the overall tone and momentum of these liners, you want to cut it off. So I put a little fade out. I'm hitting these with a very short fade in. You see 19 frame fade in and a little fade out. So maybe this is where I had the sound effect coming in before, and you can hear the difference.
Mouth is alive, juice is like wine, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
Simon, there's a Taco Bell on every corner now. You don't have to live like this.
Triple X 80s.
Like a boxer, you just want to get your jab in. So compare that to this. I'll just play the last half.
And I'm hungry like the wolf.
Simon, there's a Taco Bell on every corner now.
You could see I really upcut the wolf. Like I said, you're the rude comic who's interrupting to make your point, and that adds to the comedy. In terms of the processing stack, I have some EQ, mainly rolling off the mud on the low end, and I am hitting it with some nice compression, and then just a little reverb. I don't want too much reverb on this liner voice. I am pumping in some more reverb on the station ID, so that sounds more like a production element. But again, they're totally subjective, whatever sounds best for your ears. But a format I am sticking to, if I'm using a female for the snarky liner, I'm using my male station voiceover for the station ID. Whereas if I have a male voice in the mix...
We checked. That's not romantic. That's a true crime podcast waiting to happen.
Triple X 80s.
Then I'm pairing that with this female whisper voice. So I like that vocal contrast. Or, again, this could all be the same voice. And I do have one of these prompts that actually integrates your station name and our slogan into the liner. That's all in one, so that would just be the one voice doing it all. There aren't any rules, it just has to be entertaining. Well, I think this production element is super cool. I mean, what the heck do I know? I've only been doing this since I was 15. Let's go to the bots and ask their opinion of this nutty production element. And even Claude knows my ramblings. And honestly, it's what you've always preached. It's not what you play, it's what you say in its purest form. The song clip is what you play, the VO is what you say. And the gap between them, that moment of surprise where the listener thinks, oh, that's clever, that's the thing that no algorithm can replicate. That's why somebody stays on your station instead of asking Alexa to skip to the next track. This format bakes the station's personality into the imaging. And personality right now, it's the only thing left that streaming can't copy. You're not getting any of this on Spotify. There you have it. Radio DJ Dude suggested Spot approved, the Lyric comeback sweeper. I really hope you run with this. I just think it's another fresh way to, yes, reinforce your station's branding, but hit your listeners with something they are not expecting. And that is our goal all the time, to catch them off guard, to wake them up out of their daze and make them remember you as a station that does things different, that does things that Spotify is not doing, because that's our competitor. Yes, we have 60,000 other streams we're competing with, and I'll tell you something, 98.7% of all of them, they're not doing anything creative and they're not giving a listener a real reason to come back. But that's where your station can turn all that around, and that could be your secret weapon. So go have fun with this. If you dug any part of this nonsense, I would fly to the moon if you would bestow me with a like and a subscribe. I thank you so much. I am Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and until our next little radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.